Hi there, thanks for watching. This is Amalia from Amalia's Design, and today I'm going to be recreating a logo off of a business card from a local sandwich shop here in town in Billings, Montana. And I also wanted to discuss for business owners just something that you should know when you get graphics created for your business. Um, since you are an expert in what you do, you should not have to be an expert in graphics and branding and all that other stuff. You should be able to get somebody to help you out with that. But if you are informed a little bit, it will save you time and eventually down the road can also save you money because you won't have to have a job done more than once. And so in this case, what we're looking at is um, this logo for Lisa's Sandwich Den was created by the company that made their business cards for her, and they did a really great job. She really liked the product, but the company didn't actually give her any of the graphic files. I think she originally ended up with a black and white JPEG. Um, so if you were to want to reuse that logo, you would probably have to scan it in. You would get not a vector graphic, which means that it's not going to be the cleanest image quality possible for you to use in future graphics. So you would have to either have that vector recreated, or you could go with the JPEG, which in some cases is acceptable. But she also didn't really know how or when it should be redistributed. So if you're having work done with your logo on it, you want to make sure that the logo is consistent. And so if you get copies from the people who create it for you, and make sure that you have those on hand for yourself, even if you don't know what to do with the files exactly, even if you don't know what the different extensions mean, that's okay. It's just that you have those, and if you hand them over to those people, they should know what to do with them, and if not, uh, that's it's just being better prepared that you do have them to begin with. So here, what I was doing was Lisa had a couple different logos eventually. By the end of everything being said and done, her original sign is made out of metal, as you can see here, and her business cards were created for her. She also had a different type of promotional material that was placed around the restaurant, and that logo was even different in its variation because more than likely more than one person had done the work to create the logo already. And I, as well, when I made the website, I didn't have a logo to work with, so that we ended up using something I created for that, and that'll eventually get switched out now that we have this taken care of. But you're going to kind of see some of the process that has to be done to really make a quality logo that you can reuse in visuals and get the same result every time. Um, you want to be in control of your image as a business, and in the process of just learning a little bit more, and at the end we're going to create a little package full of different file formats that you can have and that you might want to ask for. If you're getting color work done, you might want to see it in black and white first to make sure that it looks good in black and white as well, because when I had finished this logo, I transferred it over to a menu we were working with, and I tested it in black and white to see if the contrast was appropriate and legible and looked good, and it actually didn't. The the color that I chose for the mountains, as you'll see, it actually ended up being nearly the same color as the red in the background. So when we converted that to black and white, the mountains nearly disappeared. So we had to change that. And that's something that you might want to think of when you're getting that work done. Make sure it looks good in a variety of formats that you're going to be using, because um, you will eventually need those, and it'll just save you money and time when you have those from the get-go. Another thing that's really important that I actually see some business owners doing is not requesting specific graphics for the social media sites. So Facebook is probably the most popular one that I see around town. And here, if I go to Lisa Sandwich Den, she has as her profile picture, she's got her sign, which is, I think, the best version of her logo. It's pretty amazing. I love it. We also see that she's got a cover photo, which, I don't know if she wants to change that up or not, but if you plan on using any part of your logo in your profile picture or your cover photo, you can request that you get those files in the appropriate sizes for those. For example, let me go to another business. So here I actually did their logo. I did it in Adobe Illustrator, and they used a picture as their profile picture, which I provided for them. They also ended up using the image as their cover photo. However, the aspect ratio is not the same. It's not the same size. So as you see, the cover photo is much wider, and the height is less, whereas the profile picture is a square. It's going to be the same on both sides. So when you insert that square picture into that cover photo, it's not going to have the same result. And we want to represent you in the best way possible. So, for example, this business, I am going to provide them with a different cover photo. Even though they didn't specifically know to request it, I want them to know that that is always an option. And I'm a little bit different than other graphic design services, because my whole goal, and the reason that you're actually watching a 10-minute long YouTube video, is because I would like to eventually make it possible that I can help business owners from my home to get the best quality that I can provide for them. I'm still learning. If you are a graphic designer watching this, you might have noticed that even some of the graphics I created originally were in RGB, because I do mostly web graphics. And I just kind of, forgot that they might need a CMYK version. But in the end, what I provided them with, and feel free to let me know if I should have given them something else. But this is mostly just to begin to educate business owners on a little bit of graphics. So there are a couple different files that you might be interested in. I would always request the original file that they worked from, even if you don't have that program. A Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator file will be tremendously useful for anybody who does graphic work in the future for you. And with those original files, you can also create these other files that I have included as well. We have two different JPEGs, one in the CMYK profile for print, the other RGB for web. And then we also have a transparent version, which does not have a white background on it. So in comparison to having white, that's why when Lisa had her big sign made for her, it looks like a table at an event, she had a white background on it. And of course, you probably will have a background when you get a sign printed like that. But the difference is that this one, it looks like it's a white background and then a border around the background, because they didn't have that transparency to work with. So yeah, we just want to give you as many options as possible, and I am still learning, so as I learn, I will share what I learn with you guys so that you can all have better business.